Yeah, we have more info on the motor oil shortage. It's not looking good, folks. AutoZone informing managers there are challenges on select motor oils and lubes, specifically those that flow through the strait. While not all types of oil are impacted, price adjustments are coming from most products. I saw, I believe from Gas Buddy guy, from Patrick DeHaan, I'm pretty sure I saw something like a 40% reduction in inventory. No, different account, but still. Same internal memo. Look at this. We're facing the largest supply shortage of lubricating fluids in the modern history of America. Realistic middle-of-the-road estimates are for our average available supply in this product category to drop by 40%. Jesus Christ. It's, again, not as big of a deal if you're thinking of it from the perspective of like a regular citizen who drives a car, but imagine truck drivers or like factory. You know, you use motor oil for like everything. It's an industrial lubricant. Right? I mean, I know they use different stuff for like ball bearings or whatever, but you get my point. Gonna have to use olive oil? Yeah. Truckers are gonna have to make a stop at, Olive Garden for the free breadsticks and the little like olive oil dipping sauce. They're just gonna be dumping the little ramekins of that straight into their straight in the tank. Make the truck smell great when it runs, by the way. 40%. Isn't this all a good thing from your accelerationist perspective? I mean, yeah, but it's still bad. Like, yes, but it's still not good. Yeah, good thing here is very relative. It's a relative descriptor, you know? Yeah, I'm an accelerationist now. I'm not a sadist. Unless it's Republicans. When it's Republicans, as far as I'm concerned, they deserve literally everything bad that happens because of this presidency. I don't care. That outdated liberal / Twitter lefty notion of like, don't punish the South is full of good, I don't care. Listen, it's on an individual person per person basis. If you voted for Trump, you voted for oblivion, you voted for death and pedophilia, and I don't know what you want from me. Sympathy? You put me in here. I didn't vote for it. In World War II, they used canola oil and vegetable shortenings to oil the ships, so we might be back to that. I could be wrong, but I'm going to guess that modern machines are probably not as tolerant of that as older ones. Probably because newer machines are a little bit less, we'll say, wear resistant than military machines in World War II. You know what I mean? Like a World War II ship internal, you might have a gear that weighs like 500 pounds or something. You can probably deal with a bit of extra friction there, but with a modern vehicle, you've got everything down to about as light as it can get with current technology. So I don't think that's really doable. New machines need princess lube? Yeah, basically. Is that a term, princess lube? Is that something that truckers say while they're being a little chauvinist with it? They're like, my rig, it needs oil. I guess I'll shit in it. And then another guy's like, nah, these new things, you know what I mean? They need girl lube. Truckers are paying close to an all-time high. I think they are paying an all-time high. I think we're there, man. So canola oil for sex. So the lesson we're taking from this is that regrettably, we are going to have to cut down on the use of motor oil for intercourse. Yeah. No longer can we just dump it on ourselves and our partners and roll around in the grass, out in the yard or whatever. Filled up my semi 2 days ago, cost me $950. $950! Kowalski, how can you afford that yellow name? Motor oil is going to run out and trucks will permanently break down because they're pushing old oil. Yeah, apparently they're going to be like mixing up the formula in order to meet the less in stock. So I'm not entirely sure. I don't know how much it is going to compromise the quality of the motor oil. They should double the price just for fun. Well, I think they are going to be doubling the price. I don't know if fun is why. I think they're just going to be doing it because there's less of it, Aren't truckers all Trump voters anyway? Yes. Every single one.
We are all paying for more at the gas pump, right? And if you need an oil change, you might also be in for some sticker shock.
Are you thinking of ethanol? No. I'm talking about motor oil, not ethanol.
Fox 4's Dave DeMarco working for you live with the details on how much more this might cost you. Dave?
What is... I swear to God, man, they're just selling these guys unlined suits. Like they're just straight up going to Indochino and they're like, give me your cheapest whatever. A suit, sir? Yeah, whatever. And they're just getting like a sackcloth spray painted blue. I don't...
And experts tell me these engine oil price increases
Just slap some shit on me, man. I don't care.
Price spikes. And some larger service centers are being told to cut their oil shipments to avoid oil shortages. Every driver uses it.
We do a lot of oil changes here. It's a commodity that everybody needs, just like tires.
But since you don't change your oil as often as you refill your tank, you may not realize the price of engine oil has been rising even faster.
It's very unfair, but at the same time, a lot's going on in the world.
The manager at
Well, my guess is that it's not necessarily that the price will go up on its own. It's more that the dwindling supply of motor oil will be directed more and more towards its necessary function, which is helping truckers, because they're necessary for our economy to function. So it's going to be more like you go to get your motor oil topped up, and the service station is like, we don't got that right now, or whatever. Like, maybe the price will go up, but I feel like a lot of it's just going to get used up, you know?
AC Auto Works says the extra price he's charged a gallon, about $7 more for synthetic and $4 more for semi-synthetic, came without warning or any grace period.
That's quite a bit versus, a price increase every 5 years where it used to be cents on the dollar.
It's not just issues with the amount of crude oil that's getting through the Strait of Hormuz, but also the availability of refineries. 44% of those are in the Middle East, and there's a much larger focus on diesel than motor oil for the oil that does make it to available refineries. Shorter supply has already led to prices going
Car
up.
dumb person here, what does the motor oil actually do? Just lube all the bits? Yep, you got it. Yeah, pretty much. It's very important. Been using the rally bot on people in my school yearbook. It's insane how many people are super progressive but registered Republican, Vosh. It's a trend I keep seeing. Maybe they're lying to you, Ben. Maybe they're actually hyper chuds.
I know my prices have increased $20 since March, but at the same time, I sent out coupons to everybody for $20 to kind of offset that price increase.
Econopoly warns
Well,
against
that's nice.
cutting corners.
We got really hard times right now, but if you're going to change the oil viscosity of your car because one's cheaper than what it actually takes, then you're going to ruin your engine and have more problems later on.
And says so far customers are not skipping oil changes. But he hopes that doesn't change as more steps are being taken to try to avoid shortages.
Who knows what's going to happen in a couple months from now, especially since all this news came out practically yesterday about the shortage and the dealerships getting less quantity in. So again, it's that full synthetic oil that already costs more and is likely going to be going up even more.
What the fuck is this? Jesus Christ, $30 a mile? Trucking route, pickup Red Cloud to St. Peter, $30 a mile. Rate $11,500 for a 455-mile trip. That's fucking crazy. Oh my God, man. Jesus Christ. Truck drivers are just going to stop driving at some point. Well, I mean, in this case, this guy's making bank. Whoever's willing to pay for this delivery clearly has a lot of cash on hand. $11,500 for a fucking 455 mile. Dog, just rent the U-Haul. It's worth it just to set the trip up, then hijack them. Yeah. People are going to be doing trucking. They're just like, yeah, load it all in the truck. I'll pay you when you get here. And then they're going to send some goons over to take your truck and drive it themselves. Christ alive. Me going 60K miles since my last oil change. Stop! You're an adult now. You can't keep doing this. You're grown up. It's not a joke. I baited him. I drive an EV. Fuck. Got me. All right. Hold up. Truckers just have services where they can find cargo for delivery? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Our trucking industry is like this impossibly complicated logistics network. It's made up, I think, mostly of regular scheduled deliveries, but also to a large extent like bot contracts that you negotiate in an almost like Uber-esque fashion, where truckers will just be like waiting for pickup orders, you know? I don't know what the exact proportion is between like the regular routes and the gig routes, but it's, yeah, a lot of, again, there are 3 million truck drivers in the United States. It is a very big industry. A lot of the increase in gas, diesel, motor oil cost, whatever, it's going here. It's going to them. I mean, they're the ones, they need it more than you. Truckers have some of the highest rates of depression in America. Yeah, it sucks. 10 times the number of farmers in the country. Yeah, it's crazy how much we hear about them, you know. Farmers, I mean. They deliver literally everything to guys. Yeah, it's like the whole economy, basically. Is it bad I want truckers to get their jobs automated? This is one of those like big, I think, red pills again for like neoliberalism in the modern economy. All of this shit only works with cheap energy, with cheap gas. I don't think you can justify, at least unless you electrify the entire trucking network, I don't think you can justify like every road stop station having 50 different flavors of bubblegum if gas costs this much. You know what I mean? I don't think you can do that. I think that like you eventually need to return to a simpler distribution model, because eventually you're just not going to be able to keep up with the increasing complexity. The oil era is ending, yay. Trains? Well, trains can't do, last mile deliveries to every gas station across America, but yeah. We just built this country too damn big. Unfortunately, as we grow more and more dependent on a dwindling reserve of fuel, as it grows more expensive, we're probably going to see more and more population loss in areas that can't be serviced through regular corridors. Or to put it another way, the cost benefit of delivering stuff to here, to the emptiest parts of America, is going to dwindle because of the cost of gas. Like, it will just, the people living in the area that I'm circling with my mouse right now, will, like, fucking Montana or Idaho or whatever, will not be able to afford the cost to consistently truck all the stuff you need for modern civilization up here. Or at least it's going to be really difficult. Population's going to dwindle, jobs. You're going to have more and more people gravitating towards these, dense coastal, or by the Great Lakes, that's kind of coastal, areas where you can, reliably get, not just trains either, but like regular trucking routes, I wonder if there's like an equation out there. There has to be somebody tracking this, but like efficiency of a trucking route in terms of distance traveled, gas consumed, whatever else, versus volume and worth of goods delivered. Because my guess is that a trucking corridor running between like Chicago and New York City, whatever, just anything around here, is probably many times more cost efficient than trucking gigs going out here, right? It has to be. There has to be a website for that, for sure, 100%, yeah. How did trucking unions fall so badly? I mean, every union did. Reagan, Also, trucking was always fucked union-wise because it's a hyper-individualistic job. You don't work with coworkers. You don't meet other people. You don't communicate with other peers, right? You're like a lone cowboy. It's the closest thing we have to cowboys today. They do what cowboys did, essentially, move cattle, transport goods. There's a reason they're gigachuds, yeah. If what you predict ends up happening, wouldn't that lead to blue states getting higher populations? Yeah, but I think that's more of a second-order effect, really. Because, like, small-town America has been drying up for ages. Kind of had something similar. Yeah, this would take too much number plugging in. I would need, like, a fancy map. I'd need somebody to spend at least 500 hours coding the map with real-time data updates for me to be able to read it, especially right now. Is this degentrification? Nope, that's a totally different word that means other stuff. Totally different thing. Hawaii and Puerto Rico are getting giga-fucked by this. They rely on oil for most of their electricity. Yeesh. Gotta get them solar panels or whatever. Well, either way. Look at this, man. Beacons of civilization. Well, maybe not Las Vegas, but, I don't know, Paradise, Nevada, Salt Lake City. Colorado's nice. I hope I get to go to Colorado one day. I've always wanted to go to Colorado. Phoenix as a whole. I'm not defending Phoenix. Oh no, Fargo, North Dakota can't get supplies. I can't fucking believe. It actually, I'm not joking. It makes me fucking angry when I remember North Dakota. Fucking North Dakota gets 2 Senate seats. That makes me angry. North Dakota has less than 1 million people in it? 800,000. 800,000. 2 Senate seats. It's genuinely they get like as many Senate seats as many people per Senate seat as like California gets people per fucking congressional seat. Yeah, Wyoming is even less. I know. It makes me so fucking mad. We just don't need the Senate. Well, it was designed that way. Yeah, it was designed to be retarded. I don't know. Yeah, okay, they were wrong. The Senate was invented back when there were 13 states, and every one of them was like a pastoral slave state run by the 5 white landowning gentry who could vote, okay? It was a different system. It didn't really matter as much because only 5 dudes could vote in every state anyway, and they all were like, ooh. They were all like Ponzi, Francophiles or fucking Anglophiles or whatever, arguing over which taxes they should cut next. It doesn't matter. It's not the same world. And we all know that as much of a pastoral slave-owning piece of shit as fucking Thomas Jefferson was, if he was around today, he would enact like Reconstruction 8. We all know this. Everyone knows this. The founding fathers might have been greedy fucking aristocrats concerned more with the taxes they suffered from Britain and the representation they felt they were owed and so on and so forth. They felt disrespected. It might have been like an aristocrat on, you know, nobility battle or whatever. But we all know that if they were around today, they would be, they'd be digging ditches. I'm mad.